Starting here, 276 with 7.1, and this is on page 381, it's worth just revisiting really quickly what happens when we declare a variable of, so far, any other type in C++. So when we go through and we declare an integer variable, when we go through and we declare a floating point number, or when we go through and we declare a char, what happens is C++ has to set aside a section in storage. So whether or not that's long-term or short-term, so hard drive or RAM, immaterial, what C++ has to do is set aside a set space of storage for that variable. So you can see here on 381, when we declare an int, C++ has to set aside enough storage space for an int. When we declare a char, a smaller set of storage space for a char, and we declare a floating point number, we get a larger than integer space for that floating point number. Now, what's important and what happens when we declare an array is that C++ has to set aside enough storage space, contiguous storage space, for the amount and for the type of that array. So if we scroll down just a little bit, this is actually pretty good as far as representations go of what has to happen in memory. So if we declare an array with 6 elements of the integer type, what C++ has to do is set aside a contiguous line of storage inside of memory. So the first element, so that would be the element 0 in our array, marks the spot where the first integer is going to be stored. Then what happens is, as C++ would kind of take and progress through the RAM, it knows that it can go 4 bytes over, and that is going to start the next element in that array. C++ then knows it can go another 4 bytes over from that and get the next element in the array. So this is what is called traversal, going from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Now, something very quickly that you'll notice here is we start our element count for our arrays, and this is going to be the same next time when we get to vectors. We start our counters at 0. This is something we've been pushing you towards as we come through here in C++, but it's finally, this is the payout here for that. So the first element in our array is 0. The last element in our array is 5. The way we think about this mathematically is the number of the element in our array minus 1. So n minus 1. So the first element is really n minus 1, 0. The sixth rather, because this is a 6-element array, the sixth element in our array is n minus 1, 5. This, I know, is going to lead to off by 1 errors, and we're going to do what we can to help you avoid that or to recover from that. Arrays require contiguous storage space. So a straight line of uninterrupted blocks of the array type and size. So the type is string or integer, etc. And the size of the array is how many elements there are. These all have to be done when we declare the array, which is what we will see next.